President Trump whipped up a whirlwind of gaffes Tuesday during his first visit to storm-ravaged Puerto Rico, where he complained about the costs of hurricane damage, belittled the scope of the devastation, repeatedly patted himself on the back, and tossed paper towel rolls like basketballs into a crowd in a church. "I hate to tell you, Puerto Rico, but you are throwing our budget out of whack," Trump said in a meeting officials and relief workers, drawing a few stunned chuckles from the room. "We spent a lot of money on Puerto Rico, and that's fine. We saved a lot of lives." He went on to thank the first responders and the Coast Guard for their roles in saving lives while braving the wreckage of the monster storm. But later, he said Puerto Ricans should be proud of the fact that 16 people died from Maria, compared with the higher death toll of Hurricane Katrina, which he deemed a real catastrophe. "Every death is a horror, but if you look at a real catastrophe like Katrina, and you look at the tremendous hundreds and hundreds of people that died, and you look at what happened here and what is your death count, 16 people versus in the thousands," Trump said, "you can be very proud. 16 versus literally thousands of people." Later Tuesday, the governor of Puerto Rico said the death toll had more than doubled to 34. Jonathan Ernstreuters Katrina, which ravaged New Orleans in 2006, killed more than 1,800 people, a staggering toll, but not the thousands Trump claimed. And the damage from the storm has been a real catastrophe. As of Tuesday, 95% of electricity customers on the island still do not have power, and less than 1/5 of its cell towers are functional. Less than half of Puerto Rico's 3.4 million citizens have running water, and food and supplies remain scarce for homes and hospitals alike. Nearly a third of its 1,100 gas stations are closed, as are almost half of its 456 grocery stores. Only 50% of the major roadways have been cleared. Present at Trump's initial briefing with San Juan's mayor, and Trump Twitter target, Carmen Yulín Cruz. Cruz, who disputed the administration's assertion that relief efforts have been a good news story, was then savaged by Trump for her poor leadership during the island's crisis. He also tweeted that she had been told by the Democrats that "you must be nasty to Trump." The two shook hands after Trump touched down on the island, and she was heard telling him over airplane jets, "It's not about politics." He appeared not to respond. Cruz sounded more optimistic after the meeting with Trump and cabinet officials. Meeting with WH staff productive. "They really understood the disconnect between how things are supposed to happen and how they really happen," Cruz tweeted. "Hopefully the newly opened channels of communication with WH staff will put in motion what is needed to accomplish our goal: save lives." At the briefing, Trump singled out Puerto Rico Gov. Ricardo Rosella for praise, noting he had been saying positive things about the government's response. "Right from the beginning, this governor did not play politics," Trump said. Later in the day, Trump visited a church in San Juan, where he posed for pictures with people seeking relief supplies, and hurled paper towel rolls into a crowd of outstretched arms, as if shooting T-shirts from a cannon in his sports arena. He also handed out flashlights, maintaining, "You don't need them anymore," despite only 5% of those on the island having power. Trump, who's given himself and his administration an A for their response, said of the recovery that the job that's been done here is really nothing short of a miracle. Jonathan Ernstreuters Trump also took a helicopter tour of the destruction, seeing hills that are normally lush and green, brown and bare after Maria's wind stripped the branches. He also saw from the air the just-arrived Navy hospital ship Comfort. Afterward, he told reporters the trip was really nice. "It was a great visit." Asked if he heard any criticism on the island, he said, "Honestly, I heard none. They were so thankful for what we have done. I think it has been a great day. We only heard thank yous from the people of Puerto Rico." Trump visited nearly 2 weeks after Maria hit and devastated nearly all of the island with 3.4 million citizens. By the time he arrived, Trump had already brewed a storm of controversy with his stagnant, and then erratic, response to Puerto Rico's desperation. Trump said little about the hurricane's damage until lawmakers started criticizing him for devoting more time to stoking the fires of his feud with the NFL over players protesting the national anthem. And when he did tweet, he touched off another controversy by suggesting the storm victims are lazy. "They want everything to be done for them when it should be a community effort," he tweeted. On Tuesday, Trump again suggested the victims need to do more, but struck a more understanding tone. "We need truck drivers, we need the police. We have tremendous amounts of supplies there, we need to distribute it locally, and the best ones to do that are local people. We need local help," he said. "And they are helping. They are really gearing up. Don't forget a lot of them lost their homes, and when you lose a home it's not easy to say, 'Hey, I'm going to start delivering water.' So on the local level, we need help, but they really have responded. The Trump administration has also granted a waiver in the wake of the deadly storm to allow Puerto Ricans to use food stamps to purchase prepared foods. The U.S. Department of Agriculture said in a letter dated September 30th and obtained by the Hill that recipients of the island's nutritional assistance program would be able to use their benefits to buy hot food at any store through November. With Newswire Services with Dennis Slattery, Nicole Hensley.